Good morning and welcome to day 20 of my carnivore diet. I am Kristen. Please make sure to subscribe and like my page, and let's dive into day 19. So, day 19 yesterday, sadly, I have to report that I was nauseous pretty much almost half the day. And in the morning, I had the 2 eggs with pork belly and just immediately half an hour in just felt so nauseous and just felt defeated. I started to feel a little bit better, but I was hungry, so I had some salmon sashimi with very little cream cheese and a little nauseous. Not as nauseous as in the morning, but I just felt like maybe this isn't for me. And maybe my body's reacting in a way of like telling me that I shouldn't eat so much meat or I shouldn't eat a certain something, right? But we go back, and I've said it before. I repeat myself because some of you are new to this channel. So if you haven't been following from day one, but I'm going to definitely stick to at least the 30 days and see how I feel. And I've noted recently I've noticed that I've eaten a lot of pork, more so than I would ever have eaten that amount of pork. I normally don't eat that much pork. It's rare that we make the pork belly and I eat it as bacon, and it's like once every couple months, if anything. And I might have like a lechon for Christmas Eve, the way that we make it, not grilled. And then we do have pulled pork throughout the year for Carrera barbecue, but it's not an every week thing. And so I definitely feel like I'm getting some type of reaction to the pork. I don't know 100% if that's the case. It's just my body acclimating and getting used to eating so much meat and so much fat. So I am going to try to omit eating as much pork as possible just for a little bit to see if that helps with this nausea. So last night for dinner, my husband had made ribs because I had some family come over. And of course, two of the ribs were pork, but thankfully we had a rack of a rack of ribs from the ribeye. It was a big one. And so we had beef ribs and we made that. And thankfully I was able to eat that. Did not feel nauseous after eating that. And I also didn't eat as much as I think that I need to eat. So I've been watching videos where people are just, you learn to know when you're hungry, when you're not hungry, and how much to really eat. I've never really had a problem with overeating too much. I usually know when I'm full and I just stop. But because I'm not having the side dishes and I'm not having the carbs along with my protein, I'm eating a good amount of protein to fill in for my day. And I think I'm kind of forcing myself to eat a little bit more than what my body really needs. So yesterday I just had one big rib and I was good. I didn't feel that I had to eat more. I did get a little hungry later on because we were up late. And so I got some pork rinds and ate that and felt okay. So that is the good news. This morning, still woke up. I tossed and turned a lot last night, but I woke up a lot to go to the restroom because I drank so much water last night that I kept going to the restroom. Um, and I still woke up a little bit with my mouth dry. So I don't know what that's about, but I definitely was able to sleep in a little. Thankfully, the baby slept in, so that helped. And I am just starting with my day. It's still early here where I'm at. And so I still have to get my breakfast in. And I'm going to have some eggs with some bacon and a little piece of sausage, probably. Maybe not. I just finished saying not to have pork, right? So, oh, it's so hard to omit some stuff, especially when it comes to my breakfast meal, because I don't want to just have eggs. But maybe I'll try to look for like a turkey bacon or a chicken bacon or something. Not bacon, I'm sorry, sausage. We'll see. but definitely gonna try to maybe not do the pork belly. I feel like for some reason this last time is kind of like affecting me, and the pulled pork. So definitely going to try to not eat that for a little bit and stick to a little bit more different variety of red meat. I probably still will have chicken, and I am going to try to do some seafood. I feel like that's a little bit lighter and I really enjoy eating it. So I think I'm going to stick to those proteins. I'm also having less dairy just to see how that works. In the past, I've gone with no dairy for about 6 months when my firstborn was born, because he had reflux and he had like an intolerance. And so, because I breastfed, I cut dairy out of my nutrition for up to 6 months. And then I also, in the beginning, noticed it wasn't really doing much. And I started doing more research and I noticed that the soy was also something that could affect him. And so I had to read every ingredient, because if you look at any type of dressings or anything that you eat out there, there is so much soy in all of our products. And so I cut that out as well. And it was night and day with him, and it helped a lot. And I didn't really notice a difference when I'm not eating dairy and when I'm eating dairy, in sense of my bloatedness or stomach issues. I still had stomach issues. I still got bloated. So I really don't think it's the dairy. So I haven't really removed that completely. I'm just not having that much of it like I was doing before. And that's about it. We're just pushing through day 20 and hoping that things get better. I definitely feel a little bit more positive today. I feel like I'm learning things about my body. So even though I may feel like I'm not over this hump, like some people get all this energy right away and start feeling great and clear mind and all these things. I was watching Sean Baker the other day, Dr. Sean Baker with Joe Rogan, and how he just felt his mind clear and all these things so fast. And I just have to take into consideration that this is my journey, this is my time, and my body. And I have other things that maybe these people don't have. I know people who have done it with thyroid issues, autoimmune disease, and IBS. But again, I don't have IBS. I have microscopic colitis. And so when researching for that, it's just very, very hard. Doctors just say that there's nothing much that you can do, no nutrition. You just have to see what affects you. I mean, this is the story that I've heard for how long have I had this? Wow, for more than 10 years. So, as frustrating as it is, this eating all this meat might not work for microscopic colitis, right? But I'm hoping that it does. I also was researching, and maybe you know about this if you're listening, but some people actually have an allergy to meat. So I don't know how true this is. I have done allergy testing in the past, and it did show. I tried to get a copy from my doctor, still waiting for it, so I can kind of go through that with you, because they did do some food allergies, and it did show. I do remember that it said that I had an allergy to red meat. And when I asked her, what does that mean? Like, can I not eat red meat? She said, no, it's not that big of an allergy. You can eat red meat, and it might affect your stomach a little. So maybe I'm just eating too much meat, but that is what the carnivore diet is about, right? And that's what this journey is about. So I don't see my stomach any worse than normal, if that makes sense, with my microscopic colitis. I probably have had a little bit more of the bowel movements watery than usual, just because of the process of eating all these meats. And they do say that that's absolutely normal. So now I'm just keeping an eye out that now I'm on day 20, how many of those bowel movements I have are normal and how many are not, and what did I eat that day. So I'm going to be reviewing my journal and kind of maybe noting down the days that I wasn't 100%, especially going forward, um, and just seeing what maybe could be triggering it. Definitely going to slow down on the pork, maybe not omit it completely first thing in the mornings. I don't know. I'm just kind of taking it day by day, and now I'm just rambling on. So I will see you tomorrow for day 21, and love to hear your comments. Love to hear what you think. If you have any tips, please send them my way. I've just been more so taking in different videos and seeing different people's journeys and what they did as a beginner. There was another doctor, and I'm probably going to kill his name, but I think it's McAfee or something. Somebody mentioned him the other day, and I actually do follow him on Instagram. And so I just kind of was looking at his beginner's guide for carnivore on YouTube and saw that video, and just continuing to educate myself on it and continuing to learn how some people feel and what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat. And I think I'm pretty ground on what carnivores eat. I have not done just truly like the red meat in the 30 days because my body just couldn't handle it. But listening to these doctors give me the hope and to continue on, because they say if you can't just do the meat and the butter and the water and the salt, that's okay. You know, eat what you can eat as long as it's animal based. So that's what I am doing. And hopefully today will be better on the nausea, because I literally feel, I mean, like knock on wood, like if I was pregnant when I'm like nauseous all day, and it's a horrible feeling, and I'm done with that. So hopefully this is just about what I'm eating and moving through on that nausea and getting it pushed out of the way and starting to feel better. So wish me luck, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 21.